Hi, I'm JB Redknapp and you're watching Football Stats Online.
Yes, it's a big one, and I'm not just talking about my banana. No, it's Liverpool versus Manchester City, and this time I'm featuring Coutinho versus David Silva. Who is better?
1, 2, 3.
Yes, and welcome back to another episode of Versus here on Football Stats Online. If you're new, this is a show about taking two players from opposing teams and statistically putting them together in terms of who is better. And this time we have David Silva versus Coutinho, Coutinho versus David Silva, to see who is the better midfielder. As you know, Liverpool play Manchester City today, this Sunday, Super Sunday. And I thought, well, why not take the two playmakers, two heavyweights of each team in terms of midfield positions and put them together to see statistically who is better. Now, the way I judge success is by three ways: defensive contribution, midfield contribution, and attacking contribution. And since they're both midfielders, I'm going to place more weighting on a midfield. So if a player is better in defense and attacking, but another player, say, I don't know, Coutinho is way better in terms of midfield than David Silva, yet despite the fact that David Silva won defense and attacking, well, I'm going to give it to the player who's best in their normal position. Defensive and attacking contribution is just to see if there's a tie, who wins. Hope that makes sense. Let's get into it. So over the last 3 seasons, when we look at the players from 2013 to 2016, we can see Coutinho's played 94 games, while David Silva's played 83 games. However, over the last 3 seasons, Coutinho's won more tackles and had less cards for bad tackles, whereas David Silva has lost less tackles and made more interceptions, but has had more cards for bad tackles. However, when we look at the averages, we can see that tackles lost moves into the favour of Philippe Coutinho, having lost less tackles than David Silva per game. However, when we look at interceptions, overall David Silva had 52 to Coutinho's 50 interceptions. But when we look at per game, David Silva has a lot more interceptions per game at 0.63 to Coutinho's 0.53. Now this is a tough one because you could place more emphasis on either tackles won or more emphasis on interceptions. I usually don't do this, but I have to give it as a draw. I know that David Silva has more tackles in terms of bad challenges, but for me the two key stats here are tackles won and interceptions, and they both have either one, so therefore I'm going to say this is a draw. So defensively they were tied, but how do they compare to each other when it comes to attacking contribution? Well, when we look at attacking contribution, we can see that Coutinho has made more successful dribbles, had more shots, has a higher shot accuracy, but less goals at 18 to David Silva's 21. However, when we look at the averages, we can see that Coutinho's average is way higher than David Silva's averages, with successful dribbles, total shots, and shot accuracy remaining the same. Now, David Silva does have more goals and a higher average in terms of goals, but I just think with the main area in midfield and attacking not being their main specialist area, I'm going to have to give this one to Coutinho, as successful dribbles and having a higher shot accuracy for me is a lot better in terms of David Silva's successful dribbles and total shots. And it also must be said that Coutinho is not far lagging behind in terms of goals at 18 to David Silva's 21. So attacking contribution goes to Philippe Coutinho. So it's 1-0 to Coutinho, but it's not over yet, for we go into the main specialist area here, which is midfield contribution. Who is the better midfielder? Let's find out. Now when we look at the midfield battle, it's already clear to see that David Silva completely dominates Philippe Coutinho, making more successful passes, more total forward passes, having more chances created, more key passes, and more assists. This is incredible from David Silva over the past 3 seasons. Now you're going to say, well Ed, let's look at the averages. While when we look at the averages, it's still the same rhetoric, with successful passes, total forward passes, chances created, key passes and assists all being significantly higher than Philippe Coutinho. David Silva completely destroys him in a midfield battle. So round 3 goes to David Silva. So who is the better player? Well, I'm going to keep it simple. It's David Silva. I have to give it to David Silva. Despite the fact that Coutinho won attacking, David Silva as a midfielder over the last 3 seasons has been incredible. As you saw in the statistics there. More assists, key passes, chances created. It was no contest. Philippe Coutinho is a great player. It might be that the ages kind of play a factor. Playing style also plays a factor. But in this case, the numbers do not lie. David Silva wins overall. Now I know there's some Liverpool fans cursing me out there, or any general Coutinho fans cursing me out there. This is just my interpretation of the numbers and the stats. I would love to hear your opinions, your comments. Do you have any statistics that you can fall back on for Coutinho or just in general? I'd love to see them. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the premise of this channel, please do look at other videos and do subscribe if you like the channel. Again, thank you so much for watching, and as always, peace to you.